Today I'm going to be talking about antique and vintage fountain pens. Now it's something you can find at any antiques fair, any auction house, and they're well worth looking out for because some can be worth thousands of pounds. Hi, I'm Matt. Today's topic, I'm going to be talking about fountain pens. I'm going to show you what's hot, what's not, what to look out for, and I'm going to also have a little bit of a deep dive into eBay and see what they've been selling for. Just before we do head over onto the computer, I thought we'd come to the desk and I'll just run through a couple I've got here in front of me. Now, the first thing you'll see, which is quite obvious, look at the size. Now, you've got this one here. Now, this is actually by a company called Conway Stewart, and it's called the Dinky, because of its size. Lovely little pen. You see gold nib, just gold-plated fittings, and it's a lever fill. You'd pull that up to fill the ink sac inside. Now, there's lots of different pen companies to look out for. You've got Conway Stewart there, you've got the old Parker, you've got Swan Maybe Todd, that's an earlier version. So there's lots of different makes. So we're not going to go through all of them. I mean, you've got Dunhill, Mont Blanc, the list's endless, but you do need to know a few to keep your eyes open for. Burnham. What I think I'll do, I'll just show you some of these now, and then we'll crack on to show you some of the realised prices. As you can see, that's a 14 karat gold nib on a Parker. Now, the actual cases of them, they all look like plastic. Well, in essence, they are plastic, but you get different types. The earlier ones can be Bakelite. You can also, these ones here are more of like a celluloid, what they call a celluloid. And obviously, the more modern pens of today are more hard plastic. So what we'll do now, we'll head over to the computer and see some realised prices, and so you can get a gist of what's actually out there and what money can actually be made. Of some fantastic profit to be had in this little niche. Now, this is a lovely looking pen. As you can see, it's a two-tone. The make is Mont Blanc, and let's be honest, you've all looked already. Look at the price, £1,557.67. Best offer was accepted, so we're not 100% sure what the price was, but it's going to be high. And just look at the pen now, it's a fantastic pen. Two-tone colour, as I said. You've got kind of like the orangey tan middle, and it goes darker. Now, this dates from the late 1930s, early 40s. And as you can see from the second picture, you can see it's got even the fittings, just gold-plated fittings, gold-tone fittings, and the rubbed. But overall, it's in lovely nick. I mean, it's got a steel nib, probably a replacement nib at some stage, but it's all been fully serviced. And look at that, just a nice pen. And the first make to look out for, obviously, Mont Blanc, great name. Modern ones today cost an arm and a leg if you want to go and buy one. But here's a vintage one. 1,550 odd, give or take. Now look at this for a pen. This is this is top drawer. We got a Pelican, 1943 Pelican. Look at it. Look at the colours. So you got a little celluloid body, the little marbled green, and obviously you got the gold tone fittings with the black case. It's just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And it was an auction, 23 bids, $1,018 US. Which translates over to 773 quid, and it's just such a nice pen. If we take a look at the colours on that, the green and the black, and look at the condition. This is what does it for this one. It's the absolute condition. It looks like it's never been used. It looks like it's just been put in a drawer and forgot about. 14 karat gold nib. It ticks all the boxes. Absolutely lovely. And you know, the price, I can fully see why it made that. Go and find me another one in that condition of that make. Just a rare thing. And like everything in antiques, if there's rarity and the condition's there and quality, you get the big prices. Now look at this for a pen. Now this is where a little bit of knowledge comes in really, really handy. Now this is a LaBeouf fountain pen, and from just the look of it, you'd say it's just like a generic marbled, almost like a shell case celluloid pen. In fact, this is pretty rare. LaBeouf was set up in 1919, and in fact, they were the first pen company to start using celluloid for the cases. Before that, it was like a hard rubber and vulcanised. It's still like a plastic, but it was more hard rubber. And they were the first company to start using celluloid, like I said, and they were like quoted to be unbreakable pens. Now, it's just a lovely find, this. And if you look at it, I think the colours on the case are wonderful. If you look at the second picture, you can see some rubbing on the gold tone fittings and on the nib, but you know, it's in used condition. But as it says on the tin, it's unbreakable, and it's such a cool find, a rare piece. and obviously people wanted it. There was 14 bids, and it made $835, which comes across at just over 630 quid. Great find, but if you didn't know the make and didn't know the history of it and the rarity, you'd pass this one by. This would just be in a job lot and you'd go 20, 30 quids. So this is where a little bit of knowledge, really useful. Mont Blanc, again, lovely fountain pen here. 1950s, Mont Blanc masterpiece. And as you can see, it's a lovely celluloid pen again. And it's got almost like that two-tone amber again. You've got the amber strip in the middle and the black case. And what can I say? Another great pen. And really, it's the name, isn't it? As we know, quality always sells. Mont Blanc, this one, best offer was accepted, 949 quid in UK. So maybe around that, somewhere around that. We don't know for sure. But again, look at the pen. Lovely, lovely pen. And it's just elegant. It's plain, simple, but done very, very well. And that's why this one's so cool, because it's a Mont Blanc. They do the very simple stuff really, really well. Another lovely pen. This one's a Pelican one again, 1940s. And as you can see, it's got that, you can tell it's Art Deco. It's got the look. And this one's got a lovely celluloid case again, another nice marbled one. But this one's almost like tiger's eye. Got the colour of the precious stone tiger's eye. Again, lovely case. Now, with this one, the condition lets it down slightly. I mean, it's got scratches, it's been well used, it needs cleaning, it says in the description. And the fittings are all rubbed, but still a nice pen. And as you can see, 562 quid. Next up, we have this pen by Namiki, Japanese brand. And what can I say about this? For me, personally, this is the Rolls-Royce of pens. Absolutely glorious find. Now this one, obviously look at the price, £4,000, £4,000 this one sold for. But just look at it, you've got like the dark blue body, and it's decorated with this kind of like gilt, almost gold looking and red birds. Now they're actually love birds, and actually the decoration, what you're looking at is lacquer work. It's a bit like you used to see. I mean, this pen dates from the 1920s. Now, this type of decoration was very, very popular in the late Victorian times, called in the aesthetic movement, and it's come through 1920s. And just look at the quality of it. Now, it all comes down to the quality of the art, the workmanship, and the artist. And as you can see here, the lovebirds, absolutely top drawer. This is, for me, as I said, this is the Rolls-Royce of fountain pens. If I could choose any fountain pen that we've gone through so far, it'd be this one. Quality, workmanship, scarcity. All the boxes are ticked. Now with these, later on in the late 20s, early 30s, these were actually retailed by the Dunhill company. Absolutely famed for quality products. And there it is. There's not much I can say about it really. It just speaks for itself. It's a lever fill fountain pen. As you can see, it's got the lever, so you lift that up to pump the ink in. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful pen. I can't speak more highly of this type of pen. So if you do see these with a lacquer on and it looks early, 9 times out of 10 you're going to be onto a winner. So one to look out for. So there you go, folks. There's my little run through the fountain pens. Now obviously there is a lot more. It's a massive subject matter, so there's a lot to learn on this one, but I thought I'd give you a few tasters. So if you have enjoyed that, check this video out here, as I have put my money where my mouth is, and I've actually bought a collection of fountain pens to sell on eBay. So go check that out.